In this chapter of the video series, I'm going to describe how to create a release build of your Flex application. As you develop, test, and debug your application, the application is compiled and built in a folder called the Output folder, which has a default name of bin-debug. This version of the application contains everything you would need to deploy, but the compiled application has a lot of debug information in it, which makes it significantly larger than it really needs to be. Flex Builder 3 includes a new feature called Export Release Build, which creates an optimized version of the application and places it in its own special output folder that contains everything you need for deployment. I'll demonstrate this using the project Chapter 4 Begin and another version of the application photo album that I've been working on throughout the video series. If you're following along with the exercises, import the project now and then open the file photoalbum.mxml. When you run the application, it opens data from an XML file, and then, as you've seen in previous videos, it's highly interactive, allowing you to select photos and see the large detailed versions of those photos. Here's how you create the release build. From the menu, select File, Export, Release Build. Set the project and application that you want to export. Leave the View Source option unchecked for the moment. I'll show you how that works in a later video. And then set the Export to Folder option to the name of the folder that you want to create and populate with your deployment files. The default name of the release folder is bin-release. Click Finish to create your release build. It takes just a few moments, but during this process a number of things are happening. First of all, your application is being compiled. The compiled version of the application, plus the HTML wrapper and all of the accompanying support files are added to the bin-release folder. At the same time, all of the non-source code assets, such as graphic files and XML files, are also copied to the bin-release directory. So my assets directory is copied, there's all the graphics. The data directory is copied, there's the slideshow.xml file. And then all of the support files, such as the HTML wrapper, the installation Swift file, and the JavaScript file that the HTML wrapper is dependent on, are all copied to that single directory. To deploy this application for use by your users, all you need to do is create a folder on your website and then copy the contents of this bin-release folder up to that folder using an FTP client or whatever mechanism or tool you use to manage your website assets. That's how you create the release build. It's a very simple process, and all you need to do for deployment is to take the contents of the bin-release directory, move them to your website, tell the user which HTML file to open, and your Flex application is now ready to use.